Afternoon, we welcome you into the levee at Haddad Riverfront Park in downtown Charleston, West Virginia for the 2022 Charleston Regatta, Sternwheel boat races and all things going on in Regatta. My name is Jim Strawn. I'm certainly honored to serve as the host for today's race action and all things Regatta. We have 15 Sternwheelers vying for that coveted bragging rights of the 2022 Sternwheel boat races. You know, this is such a tight-knit fraternity. These river folks, these captains, all the hands that work on the boats, all the folks that own the boats. It's a very healthy competition, but yet it's going to be a very friendly competition, and they all are vying for bragging rights. Today's live stream is brought to you through a collaboration between HD Media and the Media Center, with sponsored support by Poca Valley Bank, West Virginia International Yeager Airport, Delegate Skaff, WVU Medicine, Caldwell Insurance Agency, Building and Remodeling Warehouse, all Pave, and Simpson Dental. We're going to be talking with Dr. Mark Simpson of Simpson Dental in just a moment. But I want to bring into the fold my good friend, the Vice President of the Regatta Commission, Andy Richardson. You're one of Charleston's favorite sons. The regatta's back. How's it feel to you, brother?
Oh, my gosh, Jim, this is spectacular.
Yeah, look at your smile.
You know, the first thing I remember from the regatta back when I was a child was the Sternwheeler races. And to watch the PA Denny come through today, and I think they won their heat against Miss Sterling. It was so exciting. You know, PA Denny was built here back in the day when there was a boat building company on the south side of the river.
Yeah, I think the boat was built here in 1930. Yeah, 1930, sold in 2010 to an American boat company and Captain Scott Heckert and his wife Sheila, and up in Parkersburg. So the PA Denny made its way back. It was great to see the PA Denny, but it's also the PA Denny's back. But Andy, as the VP of the Regatta Commission, it's just great to have this whole thing back.
My goodness.
I mean, it's been great for the city, right?
Oh, it's fantastic for the city. And, you know, we brought, I don't know, I think that the other evening there were maybe 40,000 people downtown for one of the concerts. I think that the Martina McBride, who was really the top headliner, might have been down on attendance just a little because of the rain scare right before the concert started.
Yeah, tens of thousands of people that we can see. The boats, the river probably had another 3,000 to 4,000,
yes,
all the way down past the Caskey building where the children's carnival is, and just even in downtown we have screens set up everywhere. So this just been remarkable in the fact that we getting our neighbors down here, we're able to view it, we're having a great time. It's been a great economic driver as well.
Well, we were able to raise a nice sum to do this. Also want to thank Mayor Goodwin and the City Council for investing some seed money, and I think that the sales from this year are going to put us on strong footing to launch next year. And we've already got some folks that want to play at a higher level in their financial contributions or contribute that weren't able to this year.
Well, I know you mentioned it. We had some seed money. The City Council put in some seed money. And then the mayor's plan and the city council's plan was to have the sponsorship that you talked about, the partnership that we talked about. And then we're also making money with adult spirited beverages sales and sodas and food and T-shirts. And so it's going to be a nice, healthy budget moving into 2023, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, Claire, is an adult spirited
adult beverages.
Is that a beer?
That's a beer,
okay.
Just so you know. I haven't had any of this regatta, so I don't know what. That's what I've heard. But we have those, and we literally have something for 2-year-olds and 102-year-olds.
The food we've got out here, and what did you say? From 2 to 102?
102.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, there's something for everybody, and you've got this wonderful children's activity going down on the
Magic Island.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I mean, then you've got a carnival, but then around town, I mean, the revitalized Slack Plaza, City Center at Slack Plaza, has been the venue for a lot of activities yesterday, and well, through the whole week, really. I think I walked by there a little while ago. There's something going on there right now. Yesterday was the funeral parade, a great tradition that's back in the slot with the regatta, and it was just so fun to watch the Dixieland-style band, the River Rat Band is what they call themselves, dancing down the street and playing music. And This has been, you know, I would say this has been not just good economically, but good for the psyche of this community.
The morale.
Yep.
We're pretty sky high right now. We're proud of the regatta. Historically, we've always been proud of the regatta. That's why we chant "Yeager regatta," because we're so proud of it.
Yeah.
I think we have something to be proud of.
I agree, Jim.
I think the mayor's done a super job, and Brian Hughes and the entire city, the Regatta Commission, and all the public service workers and everybody that had a hand in this. Everyone in Charleston seems like they pitched in. Hundreds of thousands of volunteers, lots of people putting this together. You mentioned Slack Plaza. I was over there Friday with the Battle of the Bands. It's just been such full of activity again today, as you mentioned. Just to kind of let you know, tonight here down at the levee, 6:30, we're going to have Hair Supply. That's Hair Supply. They'll be on the main stage, and then at 8 o'clock. If you haven't heard, Rick Springfield's in town. Rick Springfield will be here. His concert will start about 8 o'clock. You know, little 80s teen idol.
Jesse's Girl.
Jesse's Girl. I thought I was an 80s teen idol. I guess I didn't have Jesse's Girl. I didn't have it going on. Rick Springfield does. Rick Springfield will be here. Andy, do you have a parting shot? I mean, is the commission happy? You certainly have something to build on for 23, don't you?
Oh, we're very pleased, Jim. And I want to thank HD Media and the Media Center and the Simpson Dental and all the others that have been helpful in sponsoring not just this broadcast, but this entire event. It is iconic for Charleston. It's back. It's strong. And you ain't seen nothing yet.
I love it. Well, speaking of Simpson Dental, Andy, I'm going to say goodbye to you, and I'm going to sit Dr. Mark Simpson down. I appreciate you. Have a good regatta. We'll see you this afternoon,
all
okay?
Right, see you, bro.
See you, buddy. And that is Andy Richardson. He is the Vice President of the Regatta Commission. I mentioned earlier our sponsors. Of course, we have Poca Valley Bank, International, Yeager Airport, Delegate Doug Skaff, WU Medicine, Caldwell Insurance, Building and Remodeling, Warehouse, all Pave, and we do have Simpson Dental is one of our supporters and sponsors for today's live telecast down here at the levee. We're coming to you live from the Charleston Sternwheel Regatta 2022. The races have just concluded. We had a pretty exciting race there. Coming in fourth place, the Rufus B finishes fourth. Rufus B is owned by our good friend Lou Wendell and his son Mike, and of course they run the Lou Wendell Marines down in St. Albans. Fourth place, Rufus B. Coming in third, the Juanita, third place, getting the bronze medal. Let me get you a little bit of information about the Juanita here. I know I have her. Juanita, owned by Tommy and Lakin Cook. Many of us know the Cooks, Tommy and Lakin Cook of Dunbar. The Juanita built in 1954. O.F. Shear and Sons in an empty coal barge upriver in Cedar Grove. So the Juanita, great history. Third place in the 2022 Charleston Sternwheel Regatta races. Second place, no stranger. They always vie for first and second, it seems like, but getting second place this year, taking the silver in the regatta races. Miss Sterling built in 1926 over in Mason County, Point Pleasant, sold to Tom Jones in 1983, and sold to Chris Ease of Dunbar in 2013, where she went and underwent a huge rebuild, but evidently the rebuild wasn't enough to take our first place winner, a fan favorite from Charleston, West Virginia. A lot of folks got married on the PA Denny. A lot of folks had some dinner parties on the PA Denny. But taking first place this year in the 2022 Charleston Sternwheel Regatta Sternwheel Boat Races is our PA Denny, constructed right here in 1930, and as Andy was talking about, and sold in 2010 to the American Riverboat Company and Captain Scott Eckert and his wife Sheila. The PA Denny now up and down the East Coast. Lawson Hamilton purchased the PA Denny in the early 1970s, and he named it after his buddy Peter Anthony Denny. And now you know the rest of the story. PA, Peter Anthony Denny. the winner of the 2022, the reboot of the Charleston Sternwheel Regatta. Congratulations to them. It was actually captained today by Honorary Captain Tom Price. Tom Price made his way onto the PA Denny during the regatta when he was 12 years old. I had a chance to talk with him the other day. He's in Florida now, but he came back in to be the honorary captain of the PA Denny. Did a great job. He captained it to the winning boat race today. So congratulations to Honorary Captain Tom Price, and we thank the PA Denny. Again, made his way onto the PA Denny when he was about 12 and says, I'm going to work on this. And he certainly did, and he captained it for many, many years. So congratulations to Captain Tom Price and the PA Denny. Rufus B. got fourth. Juanita was in third, recapping second place, Miss Sterling, and winning the race this year, the 2022 Sternwheel Regatta race, the PA Denny. I mentioned one of our sponsors is Simpson Dental. I'm now privileged and honored to be joined by Dr. Mark Simpson. Mark, how are you?
I'm doing great, Jim.
It's good to see you.
It's always a pleasure.
Now, you're a boat guy.
I love boats. Yes, I do.
You have a boat. You love boats.
Yeah, live on the river.
You live from the Charleston area. You actually live on the Great Canal River, the majestic Canal River. Talk about some of your favorite memories from Regatta past, and then we'll talk about what this regatta this year meant to you.
Well, first of all, notice that several of those boats, two of them are docked in Dunbar, actually. And, Dunbar was the sternwheeler capital of the world at one point. So they had more boats there than any place else. So
no
it's
kidding.
Still fantastic. There's several boats that still dock down there. Great people. So as a kid, I remember, coming to the regatta, and always the boat races were my favorite thing. And we would get out there early in the morning and wait for that by boat usually, and just enjoyed ourselves. And when I just saw those two boats come by, I don't know, we might have to talk to those judges about it. I think that Miss Sterling might have edged her.
I think the PA Denny won.
The bridge.
The line was the line,
and
then the PA Denny throttled back just to show the Sterling that I'll let you have a little bit of head here, but we won the race.
Yeah, that Sterling put out a wake, didn't it?
Like I said at the top of the show, it's a tight-knit fraternity. It's healthy competition, but it's also very friendly, isn't it?
That's right.
It's a great fraternity.
And that's a national thing. There's lots of these races around the country, so it's very interesting.
Well, and the Miss Sterling and the PA Denny, and there's a boatload, no pun intended. There's a boatload of these sternwheelers, and that's what they do. There's a lot of regattas around America, and they go and race these things.
Yeah, they'll head up to Parkersburg later this year.
Marietta usually has a pretty big regatta.
Yeah, that's right.
And you mentioned a lot of these sternwheelers are from up and down the canal, but they're over in Ohio. They're over into the Gallipolis area. A lot of them are local, right?
Well, and they were all working boats at one time, most all of them. That's how the industry, the coal industry, was run by these guys running up and down the river, taking their loads here and there. So it's pretty amazing.
2022, the administration, Mayor Amy Goodwin's administration, brought back the regatta.
Fantastic.
How excited were you? And then now, I'm just kind of overwhelmed with how well it's been received.
Well, and it just has been so well organized. We went to the dog race yesterday, the wiener race. Saw you there. That was pretty hilarious.
So the Fix'em Clinic hosted the wiener dog race. It is a fan favorite. Of course, we love the races. We love the music. There's so much going on, but there was quite a big crowd at the wiener dog races.
It was a big turnout. I think that's one of the favorite events too.
It is a favorite event. So your family's having a great time.
Yeah, unfortunately, my daughter, Dr. Kristen's not here in town this weekend, so she had to be out of town. But I'm here to represent the company.
And you'll be out on the boat.
And we'll head out there later. Tomorrow? That's right.
So just to remind folks, we have fireworks. We have fireworks tomorrow night. We have the West Virginia Symphony Orchestra. They'll be playing at the big stage on the boulevard tomorrow night. And then we'll have fireworks when the symphony is done. Let's talk a little bit about your practice. I'm a proud patient. I love coming to see you guys. I've been coming for about 13, 14, 15 years. You guys are great. Talk about your service and what you offer to the folks here in the Canal Valley.
Well, thank you for the opportunity, and I want to thank you for all you've done for this event, too. You really have been a phenomenal leader, and we appreciate that. And that is a handsome smile you got.
I know. How about that? Look at that smile. Brought to you by Simpson Dental. That smile right there, folks.
Well, actually our business started in 1948, so that's 74 years ago. My dad was a dentist and started the practice. So we've just always prided ourselves on having the most advanced technology and using it in the most caring way to treat our patients. We were the first ones to have a CT scanner, a dental CT scanner in our office. The first one's to have a Celea laser, which is a phenomenal piece of equipment. It allows you to do fillings and trim gum tissue without even any anesthesia. It's amazing. We use a lot of CO2 lasers. Those really aid in healing, as treating gum disease. We use piezo technology, which is an ultra-fine vibrating instrument that allows us to do surgeries in a much caring and kinder way. And one of the latest pieces of technology we bought is called XNAV. And XNAV is robotic guided implant treatment. So you actually plan it all out on a computer, and then the robot actually, you hold the instrument, but robotically it's guided. And it's just amazing, the accuracy. It's like 11 times more accurate than any other way of placing implants. So it's really
you guys
phenomenal.
really stay on top of the technology.
We
and
do.
It seems like you have to.
Yeah, and there's a lot of things that come out, and you got to really study and pay attention. Is this something that's really going to help me? Is it going to do something that I can't do otherwise? Is it going to be more comfortable for the patient? Is it more efficient for the patient? So we always analyze all those things before we incorporate them. The other thing that we've always had is an in-house dental lab where we produce everything in-house, so we don't send anything out to outside labs, and that's phenomenal because you have great control over things. Then you can,
and it happens a little quicker than if you have to send it away.
Exactly, and so we're famous for what we call teeth in a day, which is to take out the last few teeth somebody might have, place implants, and put the final prosthetics on that same day. So we have people come from actually all over the country to have us do that. It's pretty amazing.
Well, we appreciate your service. We appreciate your support to this community. We appreciate your support for HD Media and the Media Center and supporting the Regatta. Like I said, we saw you yesterday down at Magic Island where all the fun was happening with families and children. You're a great asset to the community. I wish Dr. Kristen was here.
I appreciate you.
Love me some Dr. Kristen. I love you as well.
Yeah, well, West Virginia, we're very proud of and glad to live here, in Charleston in particular. What a great community we have here.
Dr. Mark Simpson,
thank you,
right there.
Jim.
Thank you, buddy.
You.
I'm going to go ahead and tell you a little bit more about Dr. Simpson. He did mention that they comprehensive full mouth care since 1948, so they've been around for a very long time. Most advanced technology, you just heard about that in the industry. They provide a great care available just about every day. Quite frankly, they're available in emergency. I had an emergency on a Sunday morning at 9 o'clock, and I called Dr. Kristen Simpson. She met me in the office about 30 minutes later. So they're not just available Monday through Friday. They are available every day. So experience the difference and transforming your smile at Simpson Dental. We also want to thank Poca Valley Bank. Poca Valley Bank, relationships matter at Poca Valley Bank, now serving residents of the Kanawha City and Charleston area. They have a new branch at the 3800 block of McCorkle Avenue in Kanawha City. For all your financial and banking needs, contact them, Poca Valley Bank, PocaValleyBank.com, PocaValleyBank.com, or visit one of their 8. They now have 8 branches: Walton, Spencer, Clendenin, Elkview, Kanawha City, Sissonville, Poca, and over at Winfield. If you're just tuning in, I'm going to recap the races again. Coming in 4th place, the Rufus B. 3rd place with the bronze, the Juanita. 2nd place, taking silver in the 2022 Sternwheel boat races at the Regatta, Miss Sterling, and the fan favorite, P.A. Denny. Originally built right here in Charleston, P.A. Denny won the Sternwheel Regatta race here for 2022. Tonight, as I mentioned earlier, we have Hair Supply taking center stage at 6:30, and then Rick Springfield will be on about 8 o'clock tonight. 8 o'clock tonight, he'll play probably for a couple hours. No fireworks tonight, and then we're back at it tomorrow as we celebrate Independence Day in America, and it'll be the final day. It'll be the final day of this year's regatta. Okay. That sounds good. We're going to be joined here in a moment with Elisa Bailey and Susie Salisbury. I mentioned the P.A. Denny winner. I mentioned earlier the honorary captain, Tom Price. We had a chance to catch up with Tom just yesterday, and it was kind of neat catching up with him and how nostalgic he was, and he made a special presentation as well to the new owner of the P.A. Denny. We're going to go out to the Denny where we were yesterday right now. And I am on the P.A. Denny in downtown Charleston, West Virginia for the 2022 Charleston Sternwheel Regatta. I'm now joined by Tom Price. Tom, you have a long, rich, storied history with this P.A. Denny. Talk about your first involvement with this P.A. Denny.
I originally started on the PA Denny when I was 12 years old. I just took a liking to the boat. Captain Don Sanders was kind enough to let me ride the boat as a kid, and then he slowly brought me into the pilot house and saw that I had a true liking of the boat and the river, and then he invited me to steer the boat, learn how to pilot the boat. And so I grew up from then until, for 10 years I was on this boat, from 76 to 86. And then in 1984, this boat went to the World's Fair in New Orleans, and Captain Todd Mace and myself ran this boat in New Orleans for the World's Fair. Then it came back to Charleston, and ran another season with the city on excursion boats. And then Lawson finally donated it. Lawson Hamilton was the owner. He bought it from the Pete Denny estate when Pete passed away in 1975. And then Lawson donated it to Orsanco in Cincinnati as a educational tool for the kids to learn how the river is and what the river does. And then the Heckart family bought it, and now she lives on the Little Kanawha River in Parkersburg, West Virginia. And Scott was kind enough to bring her down for the regatta. It's great. It's an iconic picture of Charleston, is the PA Denny.
And you are from Charleston, right, Tom?
I'm from Charleston, grew up on the East End, grew up on the Canal Boulevard, used to watch this boat go by every night, listen to the calliope, listen to the horns blow, and fell in love with the river. Scott was kind enough to invite me to come up for this weekend, and so here I am.
What does it mean to have this Charleston regatta back in your mind? I know you're out of town now, but what's this mean?
Look at everything.
Look at everything. You're right.
I mean, it says itself. Last night with the parties, with the concerts, Thursday night. I mean, this is iconic. This is what Charleston. This is how I grew up in Charleston.
And one last final thought from you, that we're going to go to Scott. What does it mean to you to be the honorary captain for the race on Sunday?
It's beyond. It's chill bumps. It's beyond belief. I mean, never would have expected. Sent a message to a lot of the boats saying, "Could I ride on a boat?" And then Scott reached out and said, "Would?" And so here I am.
You've been mentioning Scott. We're going to bring Scott in now. Scott Eckert, the owner of the PA Denny. Do you have something for him, all right, Tom?
Well, my family owns the PA Denny, American Riverboat Company, and it's a pleasure to be here. And we really want to thank everybody, from the people that was here at 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning cleaning up the streets, to the mayor, the festival committee, because without all them, if you don't have a good foundation, you don't got a house.
I think Tom has something for you, Scott.
This has been hanging in my house since 1986 when I left West Virginia, and it was the last time I raced in the regatta, and this has been hanging in my living room, and I think it belongs with Scott and his family.
And a very special conversation that I got to have with Tom Price yesterday and Scott Eckert. What a nice touch. Tom Price presenting to Scott Eckert and his family that wonderful print that hung in Tom's house forever and ever and a day. Okay, now, who do we have here? We have Jane Bostic is here. I've got to know Jane over the last 3 or 4 years. We've become very, very close. Jane is the special assistant to the mayor of Charleston, West Virginia, Mayor Amy Goodwin. Jane, I'm taking a deep breath for you because I know you need one, right? How you doing, baby? Oh, you look good.
We're not tired. We're ready to go more.
You keep going and going and going and going. In your wildest dreams, I know the answer to this, in your wildest dreams, did you think that the reboot and bringing back the regatta was going to be all of this and more? I think the answer is yes, but I am just overwhelmed with how great it's going.
You know, last night, looking at that crowd, looking at the double rainbow that came out behind the stage, and looking at the guy that was selling there through the air, it was like, this is better than we dreamed of, and that double rainbow kind of was like a blessing from heaven.
What a kiss, right? Just, okay. Even our higher power enjoys the regatta. Well, there were some beautiful pictures from even just iPhones, and then we have some special, some wonderful photographers captured that. I saw some amazing. It looked like anybody in the world that was seeing these pictures, they would wish they were in Charleston, West Virginia, right? Just
Everybody, everybody has had such positive feedback. Social media is blowing up with all the photos and all of the great things that are happening down here, and there's something for everyone. And
it's been we were talking with Andy earlier about how great it was as an economic base. We're going to be talking with Commissioner Ben Slango after a while, but we have folks here from all over America. I've seen California plates, we've seen North Carolina plates, Florida plates, Maine plates, all points in between. Let's go back so that's great. Let's talk about how this has been something that the mayor wanted to do from the first day she took office, right, Jane?
I think it's something that she believed in, but she went and asked to get public feedback, and everybody wanted her to. Everybody kept saying, bring it back, bring it back. And so she actually listened to the people and did what they asked. Mm-hmm.
And then we formed the Regatta Commission. We're going to catch up with the president, Elisa. We just talked with Andy. He's the VP. But what was the decision making behind that? Just to give us an independent authority over here, or how is that working?
Well, the Regatta Commission is made up of a lot of experienced professionals, people that have the knowledge, everything from marketing to advertising to finance and accounting. So it's a very well-rounded team because you have to have a great foundation to start anything, and the commission gave us that foundation of knowledge.
2020, I believe it was 2020, we were talking about announcing the regatta. Yeah. And then we had a little rainstorm. We were going to have some river boats here. We postponed it, and then you know what happened?
Yeah.
A little transformative time. So this has really been in the works for over 2 years, hasn't it, Jane?
I think we've been talking about it for 2 years,
Wow.
but then we actually started the hard planning in late November, early December, and it's beyond my wildest dreams. Everything's just been wonderful, and a hard team has worked on it.
Well, I know you've worked just as hard as anybody. I think you've been almost to everything or had a hand in everything. You know, the mayor honored you the other night, and kudos to you, and I applaud you. I love working with you. We all love working with you. Attention to details is crazy. Dr. Simpson was talking about how well organized it is, and it does take a village to put this together, but we need great leaders like you, so thank you.
Well, thank you, but there are the unsung heroes out there we need to talk about. We have the guys that are picking up our trash every day,
Public
all
Works,
day.
yeah.
The Public Works Department is out there day and night. The people that are making sure the electric is staying on and that the water is still running. So we have all of these people behind the scenes, and we need to give a big shout out to them because they're working just as hard as everybody else.
So very hard. As I mentioned, it does take a village to put together the 2022 Charleston Sternwheel Regatta. Jane, Special Assistant to the Mayor. Thank the Mayor for us. We appreciate her. We appreciate you. We appreciate everything that everybody is doing. The Sternwheel Regatta is back. This is a live stream brought to you by HD Media and the Media Center with special support from Poca Valley Bank, West Virginia International Yeager Airport, Delegate Doug Skaff, WVU Medicine, Caldwell Insurance Agency, Building and Remodeling Warehouse, All Pave, and Simpson Dental, who you just heard from. If you are just tuning in, we appreciate you tuning in. Again, live telecast. The races have concluded. Taking fourth place in the 2022 Sternwheel Regatta boat race, Rufus B. Third place was the Juanita, and second place, Miss Sterling. And fan favorite, the PA Denny, built right here in Charleston, takes first place in the 2022 Charleston Sternwheel Regatta Sternwheel races. Of course, this thing got started back in 1971. Nelson Jones, our very first director. Martha B. McKee got things rolling. The first race, the first regatta, was in 1971. I'm going to get a couple of my friends and sit them down up here. In the meantime, I'm going to read the West Virginia International Yeager Airport, one of our sponsors. Have a seat there, Elisa. West Virginia International Yeager Airport, proud to sponsor Charleston Sternwheel Regatta this year. Yeager Airport offers competitive airfare to destinations worldwide with nonstop flights to leisure and business destinations aboard American, Delta, United, and Spirit Airlines. You can start planning your next adventure to sunny Orlando, Florida via Spirit Airlines by booking online today at YeagerAirport.com. That's YeagerAirport.com. And remember, fly, C-R-W. Hello, Elisa.
Hello, Jim Strawn.
How are you, girl?
Good.
Good to see you.
Helping me with
I'm going to get you there. Yes, let's get your mic up there.
Okay.
Oh, my gosh, you look good. Are you having fun?
Oh, I'm having
Are you having half as much fun as I am? I think you are.
Nobody has as much fun as Jim.
I have a pretty good time. So you've been to almost everything. I've seen you all around.
Yes.
first of all, let's catch up. Your role, you're the president of the Regatta Commission.
That's correct.
And we just heard Jane talking about all the talented folks that are on that commission. But talk about the involvement of that, and then talk about the planning that went into what we've experienced the past 3 or 4 days and what we have the rest of the day, even into tomorrow.
I'd be happy to. Well, the commission is a non-profit that was formed, and our sole mission is to make this event sustainable year after year. We did get some public funds this year to jumpstart it. Thank you, County Commission. Thank you, Mayor Goodwin. But we also had an outpouring of sponsors that I know you've been telling folks on the show. But it was all done in 6 months. Wow. And we raised over $1 million in 6 months, and that's what's going to jumpstart. Next year, we'll have a little bit more time, but I can't imagine that any sponsor is not overjoyed.
They have to be.
With the crowds, we estimate it's going to be a $6 million impact on the city this year.
I was going to ask you about
But
that.
I
6
think
million.
that's very
Low.
conservative,
Yeah, I think
Jim.
it's conservative.
Very conservative, because you didn't know about the weather, would there be a crowd one night, or would we get rained out? And Mother Nature and the good Lord has blessed us. There's even a double rainbow over the regatta.
We were just talking about that. Those pictures of the double rainbow behind the Union Building with all the Sternwheelers in front and music in the background, and just the people and the smiles. That was a picture. That was a very iconic pictures last night.
Absolutely, and all of the posts on social media have just been overwhelmingly happy, and it's not over yet.
We have the rest of the day. We have Hair Supply tonight on the stage, and we have Rick Springfield, right? Rick Springfield taking.
We expect a big crowd for that.
You know what's nice? We haven't even talked about it yet. It doesn't cost you anything to come down, gang.
It's free.
It's free. Everything's free. You buy your hot dog, you buy your bite to eat, you buy your beer or soda, bottle of water, but but everything else, you just come down and enjoy it.
And you can dance like nobody's watching.
I've seen some dancers, yes, and people are dancing like no one's watching, but I am actually watching. So it's hard to ask people their favorites. I mean, I was over at Magic Island yesterday. I don't know if you made it there. You were at the Capitol Market yesterday for a new event, All Fired Up.
All fired up.
How cute was that?
It
Talk about that.
Teenage cook-off, grill-off, and I got to be a judge, and I'm a Food Network junkie, so I was really excited. And it was done immaculately. It was so much fun. The Capitol Market also had the pre-regatta.
Yes, that was so much
Kick
fun.
it all off, which was just lovely. And then I hurried after eating 8 plates of food to be in the funeral parade.
Oh, my.
And so...
You didn't feel like you were dying, did you?
Yes, I did.
You were full, I bet, weren't you?
Yes,
Do you remember who ended up winning the All Fired Up? I want to put you on the spot. Because I was there, and the smells were amazing. And then I snuck out to go to Magic Island, so I don't know even who won, but I know you were a judge.
I should know that, but I will tell you this. Of the 7 contestants, the best taste, the best creativity were 2 Charleston teenagers, and the best use of market ingredients was a young lady from Hurricane. So
oh, nice.
We had a lot of good representation. There were people. I'm not Hurricane, Roane County.
Okay.
Beg your pardon.
Roane County.
Come after me.
Yes.
But that was just a new event. This regatta has been. Let's bring the stuff that we all remember, the boat races, the funeral parade. But it was a lot this year about new events, which have been wildly successful.
Elisa Bailey, the president of the Regatta Commission. Do you have a parting shot? Is something that I didn't ask you that you need to have the audience know?
I just want to tell folks, if you have not been down here, you get down here all tonight. Rick Springfield tomorrow, symphony and fireworks again. So you're going to have a great time. Wonderful stuff going on for the kids at Magic Island. So please come down and support the regatta.
Absolutely. I was at Magic Island. Thank you, Elisa. I was at Magic Island yesterday for the Wiener Dog races. There were so many inflatables down there. We had the splash pad. We had the splash pad going. Lots of food trucks down there for children. Just so many neat activities and festivities and education and information there on Magic Island, part of the 2022 Charleston Sternwheel Regatta. This telecast, again, brought to you by HD Media and the Media Center. I am Jim Strawn, humbled to be serving as your host for today's live stream. Doug Skaff, one of our partners of this stream, he's certainly proud to support the event, the Sternwheel races, He has a very amazing memory in his past, and he remembers watching these races as a youngster on his daddy's shoulders, and now he's bringing his 3 children down here and putting them on his shoulders as well. He wanted to wish everybody a great 4th of July, happy Independence Day. And he's just so delighted that the administration, Amy Goodwin, brought back the Charleston Sternwheel Regatta. He says, job well done. We appreciate you, Delegate Doug Skaff. I'm now joined, let me see here, Susie. Let me get Susie over here. How are you, Susie?
I'm good.
Get you good? I'm trying to get your mic up there. That looked good. Good to see you, Susie.
Good to see you.
Susie Salisbury joins us. Susie works currently with the Charleston Area Alliance. Susie has a history with this whole regatta. I'm not going to steal any of your thunder. First of all, what's your history with the PA Denny, who just won the 2022 Sternwheel? What's your you were rooting for the Denny, right?
I was rooting for the Denny.
Tell people why you were rooting for the Denny.
Well, I'm rooting for the Denny, number one, because I used to be the executive director for the Charleston Festival Commission, and that was in 94 and 95. But even prior to that, we've always had, in fact, I used to live on the river. We've always had boats. We have always enjoyed the PA Denny. When my husband and I decided we were going to get married, all of our friends came together, pulled the money, and they rented the PA Denny.
You got married on the PA Denny.
Got married on it, did the reception.
Congratulations.
Big party is,
That was 14 years ago, maybe 12, 10. I don't, yeah.
1987.
Wow, girl, very good. You guys are going strong.
Yeah, so I have a real deep history with the PA Denny, and also during my years with the Festival Commission in 94 and 95.
So you're saying festival, you mean the Regatta Commission?
Well, it was actually called the Charleston Festival.
The festival, it was the Festival Commission, but it worked on the Regatta. And then years later, it became something we did now called the Festival.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was a totally
I'm trying
different
I'm trying to understand what we're doing here. Okay.
Yeah. But the commission not only did the regatta, but they were also in charge of managing the PA Denny.
Gotcha.
So that's why they used that name, so that it was a bigger umbrella for the management of both of those. But working on the PA Denny, I mean, there were many nights. I'm down there, helping the bartender. We're cleaning. We're scheduling kids cruises. We're scheduling other people's weddings and retirements and going away parties. But the highlight with the PA Denny for me, of course, it was my wedding. But in 95, we were able to travel and take her to Tall Stacks in Cincinnati.
Aww.
Which is a Sternwheel festival, and it was held. It's no longer, it went our way with the...
Did you travel over on it?
I did not travel on it.
You went over there and met it?
But we went over there and
met her, okay.
The crews and some volunteers. The PA Denny, I just want to reiterate, while it has had a crew, we had the Festival Commission, it was basically run by volunteers.
Nice.
There is a dedicated group of people in this community that love the PA Denny, probably more so than I, that just really wanted to see it work. They came over, but Tall Stacks is, you were parked right there on the river in Cincinnati. They opened up at 6 a.m., so we had to be there at 6 a.m., and they had these passports where you could go and visit all of the boats. And it was just so much fun. I mean, that went on for probably 5 or 6 days. So you worked from 6 a.m. to about 10 or 11 at night. And but people loved it. It's the as Lisa Bailey said, it's the authenticity of this event and the Sternwheelers that really runs deep in this community.
That authenticity you mentioned. I was on the PA Denny yesterday. I was interviewing the honorary captain Tom Price. Karen Price. We all know Karen's brother, and she went and got him yesterday and brought him in a couple days ago. He lives in Florida now, but he was so touched to be the honorary captain. And when I was on it yesterday, it just looked like it did back in the 80s and the 90s. And, of course, it was built in 1930. It's almost 100 years old now. But the nostalgia, and everywhere I looked on the PA Denny, I had a story. Because not only your wedding, there were so many weddings, and I attended so many weddings on that. And I had so many dinner cruises. Like you said, it was a community vessel, wasn't it? We all have a story.
Yeah, definitely.
So when you first heard the regatta was coming back, Susie, how did you feel? Were you, besides excited, were you nervous? I hope it works. Like, I can't believe we're bringing it back. How are we doing this? How's it going to work? Boy, have you've been around, right?
I've been around.
It's worked, hasn't it?
I've been around. I probably spent in the close to 20 years pounding the pavement up there as a volunteer, as another 2 years as the executive director. I get it. I know exactly what all these folks are going through right now. I was thrilled it was coming back. I always knew it would come back. Things just have, that's just kind of how life is. Things ebb and they flow. Economics plays a big role in it. As you know, back when it was in its final days, of course, our country was going through a recession, and that's what happened to Charleston.
Because was it the 2008? Was 2007 the final regatta, or the
2008?
Eight. And you just mentioned it. It was a pretty tough economic time. It was an economic downturn. The market crashed, and the corporations were, going, I don't know. And if they had money, they were holding on to it because of the uncertainty. It just wasn't fluid. Right. And it just went away. The ebb and flow, as you mentioned.
It ebb and flow. So it was time. This world has gone through some really tough years. Some communities gone through some tough years. People were ready. You just look at the success of Festival. People were ready to be out on the street. We did a couple of things with Charleston Renaissance. We've done a couple of street fests and some brown bag lunches, just little pieces, just pulled out little pieces. And people love that. This community loves to celebrate. They love to celebrate, and that makes my heart so warm because I am always celebrating this community.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. And we celebrate you.
Thank you.
You do such a great job. I love it.
It just takes a lot of people. Now, I'm thinking sitting here on Haddad Riverfront Park, how honored I am to work for the organization and the predecessor organization that is responsible for developing this park so that we could continue to have Sternwheel.
Isn't that nice?
The
vision that people have and had.
A lot of the community just doesn't pay attention to that.
Like it's just here. Somebody wiggled their nose and it showed up.
Exactly. No,
that doesn't happen.
There was leadership.
Yeah.
There were volunteers. There were hard decisions that had to be made. There was resources that had to be gathered to even provide this platform that we could continue to celebrate. So it just makes my heart so warm to see all of this coming together.
Susie, thank you for stopping by.
Sure thing.
Go have fun with the family. We might see tonight at Rick Springfield. You and 50,000 other screaming, adoring fans, right?
Yeah.
Susie, thank you very much. That is Susie Salisbury, former commissioner with the Festival Commission and then Regatta, and she works at the Charleston Area Alliance. She got married on the PA Denny. Fond memories of Regatta years past. One of our sponsors for today's telecast is WVU Medicine. WVU Medicine Children has been named the #1 children's hospital in WVU in West Virginia by the U.S. News and World Report. Home to the Mountain State's largest group of pediatric primary specialty and pediatric cardiosurgery programs, the Pediatric Epilepsy Monitoring Unit in the state can trust your child. You can trust your child's care to West Virginia's top children's hospital, WVU Medicine. To learn more, visit WVUkids.com, WVUkids.com. Yesterday, I had an opportunity to meet with and talk with and interview Commissioner Ben Salango. Elisa mentioned it. I want to get at the top here. I want to make sure everybody understands that there was a lot of financial support for this whole regatta. The city of Charleston, along with the Kanawha County Commission, and Encova. We haven't had a chance to mention Encova yet, but Encova is the presenting sponsor for the entire regatta. Today's live telecast is brought to you by HD Media and the Media Center. But as I mentioned, the Charleston-Kanawha Commission is one of our sponsors for the regatta. While we were on the PA Denny yesterday, we had a chance to catch up with Commissioner Ben Salango, and here's what he had to say about this year's regatta. And we welcome you back into downtown Charleston, West Virginia for the 2022 Charleston Sternwheel Regatta. Coming to you from the PA Denny, I'm now joined by Kanawha County Commissioner Ben Salango. Ben, I know the county has supported this. You've been a supporter of this administration's at City Hall for a long time here. But in your wildest dreams, did you think that your investment would return such richly?
You know what? I am so proud of the mayor and all the city of Charleston, all the employees. You know, she came to me, it's been a year and a half, 2 years ago. She said, I'm going to bring the regatta back. Now, this was during the pandemic. I mean, you know, right in the beginning. And I thought, man, if we can somehow come out of this pandemic and do this. And she did it. I mean, it is absolutely phenomenal. We're having a great time. the Kanawha County Commission is absolutely thrilled to support this. We knew that it was going to be a tremendous economic driver, not just for the city of Charleston, it's all of Kanawha County and the entire valley. We were here yesterday, my wife and I, and we're meeting people from California that came in for this. So it is a wonderful event. They have wonderful acts, and we're proud to support it.
I was going to say that. We see license plates. Literally, I saw 20 up and down the city of Charleston yesterday. You mentioned California. I didn't see that one. But they're from all over the United States of America, Ben.
People are coming to Charleston, West Virginia to enjoy this event. And that's what you want. You want it for the people who are in town to come in and enjoy everything. If you want me, I'll be down there eating a funnel cake.
Absolutely.
But you want people to come in out of town also and spend their money here, make sure that the restaurants are packed, the hotels are packed. It's a great economic impact for the city of Charleston and the entire valley.
Anything else on behalf of the county commission that you'd like the audience to know? I know you're enjoying it. You and your family and your kids are having a great time. Yeah. But it really, I'm just in awe of the investment that you folks make and how it's going to come back 10, 20, 30 fold.
Well, you know what? It really does produce a tremendous impact for the community. But you know what? It's about bringing our citizens out. This is a great family atmosphere. I mean, there's so much for the kids to do, so much for the family to do, and then you have the concerts in the evening. The logistics of this, Jane Bostic and Brian, the entire team coordinating this, it was truly a remarkable effort, and it's paying off.
Well, thank you very much, Ben, Commissioner Ben Salenga, and we certainly appreciate the Kanawha County Commission's support of the 2022 Sternwheel Regatta. Now we're going to head back to the races. And speaking of the races have concluded. Rufus B takes fourth, Juanita takes third, Miss Sterling takes second place, and Charleston's own fan favorite P.A. Denny winning the 2022 Charleston Sternwheel boat races this year. Whew! Speaking of the races, I'm joined by my good friend Eric Silkwood. Eric, how are you, my friend?
I'm excellent, man. Welcome back.
Good to see you. Now,
welcome back, Regatta.
I invited you on because these races mean a lot to you. You remember them as a child.
Yeah, I've two of the four that you just mentioned, P.A. Denny and Juanita, I have ridden on in many races growing up as a kid. My grandfather was a...
Is that how you got on? Your grandfather was a captain?
Grandfather was a captain.
What was his name?
His name was Bert Shear.
Bert Shear, yes.
He owned a business called O.F. Shear & Sons. They had sternwheelers from early 1920s till I think he sold to AEP in the early 70s.
That was the family business, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And obviously friends with all the guys that ran these boats, and they'd ask him to come and run their boat for the race, or they'd invite us on for the race.
So it was just automatic. You were on the boat. I mean, it wasn't like, Dad, let me on, or please let me get on, or how do I get on? Yeah. You're just like, come on, son. Yeah. Eric, let's go.
Regatta was, you go find Grandpa.
Yeah.
You ride down here and you park close, and you get on a boat, whether it was for the fireworks or for the races. And they used to do the instead of tug of war, they used to do the boat pushes out here, and those were fun too. You get on the fronts of them, they line them up, and it's kind of like a reverse tug of war.
So you weren't just on one. There wasn't one. You didn't have affinity to one boat. You were on a bunch of them. Two of these four, but then you were on so many others.
Yeah,
right?
There's the Juanita and the P.A. Denny, and then he would get us on the Lady Lois and the Laura J.
Okay.
And Major used to be here all the time, and it used to be docked up in Shillian.
Where were you? Where did you live when you were a child?
I grew up over in Canal City.
In Canal City, close to the river.
Close to the river. He lived over in Canal City on the river, and it was just an expectation that river was part of your life, man, and the regatta was part of it.
And you brought your daughter with you today.
I did.
Introduce her.
This is Anna Kate. She's
Anna Kate, 10 years old.
10 years old.
Hello, Anna Kate.
Hi.
So this is your first regatta.
Yeah.
Is it everything your daddy thought it was that he told you it was going to be?
Yeah.
And more, right?
Yeah.
So far, we've had Thursday under our belt. We have Friday under our belt. We have yesterday under our belt. We still got a lot more. We have a lot more today. Hair Supply tonight at 6:30. Rick Springfield at 8.
Exciting.
So much. Anna Kate, right? Anna Kate, what was your favorite part so far that you visited during the regatta this year?
The Sternwheel races.
The ones we just had, right?
Yeah.
Because Daddy used to be around that a lot. You've heard that from your daddy, right?
Yeah.
I was a little worried, Jim, that I'd built them up too much, because that was my childhood, and then you build it up, and then you come and you're worried, like, man, this isn't going to be all that cool. But
Anna Kate, was it fun?
Yeah.
Are you happy the P.A. Denny won?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. It was awful close. It was a photo finish. Did the P.A. Denny actually, I guess, snuck in there right at the end, right?
Pretty close.
It was pretty tight, wasn't it?
From up there when
you have photo footage video?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Anna Kate, after the races, what'd you enjoy? Anything yesterday or Friday? What are some of your favorite foods? Did you go down? Have you been down to Magic Island yet? Lots of things to do for. Have you been down there?
Yeah.
What was your favorite down there? Did you go to the Wiener Dog races yesterday?
Yeah.
Were you there?
Yeah.
Yes,
How
we
much
were.
fun was that? That was a huge crowd, wasn't it?
That needs a new venue for next year.
I think we're going to have to move it on the boulevard or something. I mean, it was packed.
I agree.
Anna Kate, so what school do you go to?
Weberwood.
Weberwood, very good. And so this is your first regatta. Do you think you would come back next year?
Yeah.
Are you ready? Are you ready for next year?
Yeah.
What are you doing tonight? Concert again?
We are. We're going to try and bring our boat down by
You
by
still have a boat, right?
Yeah.
So don't forget tomorrow night on the river. It should be pretty nice with the symphony and then fireworks after the
Yeah,
symphony
we will be
plays.
here. We'll be out there floating around somewhere.
What else do I need to ask you, Eric? What is there a favorite story that you can tell us about what happened on
I
the
can
boat?
remember.
Family oriented, right?
Yeah,
Family-oriented.
one good story. I don't remember the year, but I remember there was a few years in a row where the PA Denny and the Miss Sterling were neck and neck. One would win one year, one would win the next
Right.
year, back and forth. And the captains would always joke with each other that they were spending a lot of money in the off season to get a bigger engine, get a bigger this, get a better advantage. And
As I've mentioned throughout, it's a tight-knit fraternity. It's a healthy competition.
Yes.
It's a friendly competition.
Yes.
But at the bottom of the end of the day, it's a competition,
It is.
and the captains want to win.
Yes.
So they were always trying to tinker with their engines to
tinker
make it.
and one year I think the Miss Sterling did too much and blew an engine or something halfway through the race. I can remember that. So
That's a good one.
we were on the PA Denny.
And the PA Denny just blew right by.
Got to just cruise in on cruise control.
I
So,
love it. I love it,
It was
Eric.
fun. And the other thing I really remember is being a kid and sitting on the front during the races. When they really hammer it down, the water, the waves hit the front and come up over the front. It was amazing.
So
It was fun.
when I'm reincarnated, I want to come back as your child. I want to be you as a child.
Yeah.
You had a good one, didn't you?
Oh yeah.
I
Yeah.
appreciate it. Hey, we appreciate
Mostly
you stopping by.
Driven
This is
by the
good.
regatta. It was fun.
I'm
Thank you.
glad you're here. Enjoy the rest of the regatta. Anna Kate, enjoy the rest of the regatta.
Thank you.
Good luck when school starts. We're not thinking about school though, are we? It's summertime.
No.
Baby. Summertime, baby. Summertime.
That used to be
baby.
what regatta meant. Regatta
Summertime.
was the end of
It's
summer.
and then
Because it
then
was
you go
in
back to
September.
school, right?
Yeah,
That's exactly
yeah.
right. Great memory there too.
Yeah.
That's Eric Silkwood and his daughter Anna Kate experiencing her first regatta, and of course Eric had many experiences on the boats. I'll tell you what, Whoa, we got stuff flying over. The breeze is coming off the river. This live telecast brought to you by HD Media, and the Media Center. I am Jim Strawn, honored to be serving as your host for today's live action down here at the levee, Haddad Riverfront Park. The races just concluded. The races have just concluded. We have Rufus B coming in fourth place. The Juanita took third. Miss Sterling took second. And we have our PA Denny up first. I don't know if we have it ready, but I mentioned the fourth place finish here with Rufus B. That is Lou Wendell Marine. Lou Wendell, a young lad who owns the Rufus B. We had a chance to catch up with him yesterday too. If we have that ready, we may be able to catch up with Lou Wendell and his son Mike Wendell. Lou Wendell and Mike, owners of Rufus B, right here. And we are back. The 2022 Charleston Sternwheel Regatta is back. I am now joined at Haddad Riverfront Park down here at the levee by the man, the myth, the legend himself, Lou Wendell, and his son, Mike. Lou, talk about your sternwheeler behind you and the history of this regatta.
Well, the regatta, this regatta's been going on for several years. We bought the boat in 1991.
What's the name of your boat?
Rufus B2.
Rufus
we
B2.
bought the boat in 1991 from Dr. Bettler. The boat was here in 1983. So this boat's been on the Ohio and the Kanawha River for several years. The boat was built in 1926 by an attorney by the name of Lambach, which happens to be the attorney for Al Capone.
Oh, my goodness.
The boat was originally called the Freddie Boy, and there's a couple of books out about Al Capone and talking about being on the boat on the Mississippi River on the Freddie Boy.
I love it. And Mike, you're just following in your father's footsteps. You guys have the marine
Correct.
sails,
Yep.
and you guys are big supporters of this regatta. What does this mean? You remember the 80s and 90s.
Yeah,
What does this mean?
It's great to have the regatta back. Just so thankful for all the everything that people have done, all the help, volunteers. It's been a lot of work, a lot of dedication from the people. We're very glad to be here.
Any tricks up your sleeve to win this race?
I think we're just going to do a quick little rabbit start and try to get out ahead of them. That's what we're planning on. So.
Lou, does that sound right? Is that good strategy?
Well, that's it. Normally I race the Juanita, and the Juanita is famous for dropping back about 100 yards before the starting line, and then when the gun goes off, he's at full speed. So this year I'm going to do the same thing.
I love it. Thank you, Lou. Thank you, Mike Wendell. And good luck with the Rufus B2. The Rufus B2. The Rufus B2 coming to you with the races. Now we're going to go back to the races live. Back live down here at Haddad Riverfront Park. We're at the edge of the levee where we just witnessed the 2022 Sternwheel boat races. Congratulations to the Denny coming in first place. We just have a plethora of folks coming, enjoying the regatta, talking about their experiences. Now I'm joined by Miss West Virginia for America. Miss West Virginia for America, Chelsea Rose. Chelsea, how are you?
I'm great. How are you, Jim?
Welcome to the regatta.
Thank you. I'm really excited to be here. It's been a great experience.
And,
so far.
And welcome to Charleston, because you're not from Charleston.
I'm not.
But you must be from West Virginia, because you're Miss West Virginia.
Parkersburg.
Wood County, right?
Yep, Wood County.
How long have you lived up in Wood County?
I've been in Wood County since 2015.
6 or 7 years. Your history to get here, though, you're from the Midwest? You're from out west? Where are you from?
I'm originally from Colorado. I was brought out here for work.
So you work out here?
I do. I'm the director of marketing for Westbrook Health Services. It's a mental health.
Oh, I know Westbrook.
Yep.
So Westbrook is a mental health service up there in the Wood County area.
Yeah. So we actually serve 8 counties now in the state of West Virginia.
Well, I know that. You know my history? You probably don't, do you?
A little bit.
I worked at Highland Hospital. I worked with Westbrook a lot, and earlier than that, I worked at one of the original mental health. Westbrook was one of the 14 original mental health services in West Virginia. I worked for one of those as well, Shawnee Hills.
Okay, yeah.
Back in the 80s. So I'm much older than you, Chelsea. What are you, 19? What are you, 18, 17?
28.
Oh, you're an old lady now. You're 28. So what, Miss West Virginia, how did that, talk about your pageant and when you were named Miss West Virginia.
So I was crowned back in March at the Civic Center here in Charleston.
Okay.
And ever since then, I've hit the ground running. I've really been pursuing my platform, suicide awareness, and I've partnered with Prevent Suicide West Virginia.
I love you for that. Thank you.
Yeah. And I go to Las Vegas in August to compete for the national competition.
You're going to do well. You're going to represent our state very well.
I hope so.
You're awful pretty, but you're more talented than you are pretty, and I love your cause. I mean, we're both mental health folks. We just don't our stomachs just get so upset when we hear about someone taking their own life. So that's a wonderful platform. What are you doing in regards to that platform? Are you trying to get out to schools and talk to people? Are you reading some things? Are you just educating people that help is available?
Yeah, so my dad passed away by suicide in September of last year.
I love you. Bless you so.
And so it's been a little heavy on my heart, and the best way that I've been able to cope with that and handle that is to help other people that might be in that darkness that need a helping hand on their way out. So I've partnered with Prevent Suicide West Virginia. I've been able to, I was at the high school state basketball championships talking to some of the kids that were in attendance there. I went to one of the Dirty Birds games here in Charleston. I got to actually throw out the first pitch.
Did
that
you
was
really?
Fun. Yeah.
How'd you do?
Yeah. I did fine.
Did you make it to the plate?
Over the plate. Yeah,
You made it to the plate.
I did. I was a little nervous.
Were you right in front of the mound?
No, I was
right in front of the rubber.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Yep.
So it was about a 50-foot pitch.
Not bad.
You did good.
Not bad for a girl.
Well, you throw like a girl because you're a pretty girl. That's okay. But you made it to the plate.
Mm-hmm.
How was the baseball game? Isn't that a fun park?
It was great. We had a great time.
So this is your first regatta.
Yes, it is.
This is many of our first regatta in 14 years. But I remember the regattas from the 70s and 80s and 90s. And I'm from Charleston, and as we already understand and concluded, I'm old. So I've been around a while. But your very first year in the regatta, what's been your favorite part that you've been able to get to?
The Sternwheelers.
You like that?
Oh
Did you like that?
That was amazing.
Where did you watch it from? Were you on the stage or
Yeah,
back up
I
here
was
on the levee?
Right on the levee.
They're actually faster than you think, aren't they?
Oh my gosh, that thing was flying.
I think the average speed is about 17, maybe 18, maybe up to 20 miles an hour. But it's just again, I keep using the word. It's a boatload of fun. It was fun today, right?
Yes.
What are you going to do tonight?
I have my family here with me, so I'm gonna take them over to the carnival.
It's for the carnival, and are you here for the hair supply and then Rick Springfield?
Yes, and I went to Martina McBride last night. That was amazing.
Off the
that concert
chain.
was amazing.
Off the chain.
My mom and I, growing up, we would go on road trips, and all we would listen to was Martina. So the fact that
Oh my
we got
God,
to
you're a
watch
fan
Martina,
as well.
Oh my gosh.
And so she was here, and you were
Yes,
here.
yes.
And it didn't cost you anything. It's
No,
free.
it was
I want to
free.
keep saying that, folks. It's free to come out to the regatta. You got to buy a little food and drink, but it's free to come down and enjoy the festivities and enjoy the music. Chelsea Rose, anything else I need to ask you? Something for the party? You have a parting shot for the audience?
I think we got it. Anybody come down to the regatta, we'll be here all weekend. It's been a great experience so far, and it's only going to get better.
Remind them, when are you going to be on? When is the Miss America pageant?
It is Miss for America is
Miss for America.
August 11th through the 20th
11th
in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Is there going to be a telecast?
Yep, there'll be a telecast the 18th, 19th, and 20th. So.
Good luck.
Yes, thank you. I appreciate it.
Represent us well. I appreciate you. Go Regatta. You got a regatta, and you got a regatta with Chelsea Rose,
regatta.
Miss West Virginia for America. Up next, we're going to bring on a man very instrumental in this whole thing, Brian Hughes. Without Brian Hughes, I don't know where the regatta would be. Before we bring him on, again, this live stream is being brought to you by HD Media, the Media Center, with sponsored support by Poca Valley Bank, West Virginia International Yeager Airport, Delegate Doug Skaff, WVU Medicine, Caldwell Insurance Agency, Building and Remodeling Warehouse, all Pave, and Simpson Dental. We heard from Dr. Mark Simpson a little bit ago. We're going to be joined here in just a moment by the one, the only, the man, the myth, the legend, meteorologist with WOWK, but more importantly for the last week or so, at least the last 4 or 5 days, I'm calling him the co-director. He might be the director. I don't know what his official title is. We're going to be bringing on Brian Hughes. Brian, you were. Are we good to go? We're good to go. We got Brian on here.
I am here.
Let's go. We're rocking. So how you doing, buddy? You were just on one of the boats. Which one were you on?
I was on the Miss Sterling.
You were on the Miss Sterling. That was a tight race.
It was.
And so
the bridge it was.
They're saying that the PA Denny won.
It was by here's the deal.
A minnows tail.
Yeah. What you have is he has the gangway on the front there, and we were trying to race to the boat, but he had the gangway, and so they claim that they won by the gangway.
So right there, they're playing it again right there.
Yeah. Here, so here you can see it. So here we're coming across the finish line, and what we're doing, we're starting to gun it up a little bit, but we were neck and neck. But when you have that ramp, which a lot of people call it, it's called a gangway.
Okay.
And here we come. You can see us. We're on the inside here. I was there with Mayor Goodwin and Josh Scott, my cohort and counterpart in the Charleston Sternwheel Regatta. And next thing you know,
it looks like
PA Denny started blowing his horn, which means he won. You blow your horn usually if you win.
Right. Look at that.
But
that was awful close.
It was. I guess we'll give it to the PA Denny for posterity's sake, right?
Yeah, nostalgia. They're from Charleston, 1930. We've talked about the PA Denny. We've had lots of folks on with the history of the Denny. We've had people on that got married on the Denny. We've had people on that captained honorarily the Denny. So maybe it was just the right thing to do.
Something along those lines. I can tell you this. Obviously, you saw as soon as we crossed the bridge, we decided to. Sorry, that's my phone continuing to go off with the events happening
nonstop.
But boy, we turned it on. We tore up the river. The waves that were going down the river were intense.
Nice,
but fun times.
You and the Regatta Commission and the mayor's office and all the volunteers and the leaders and planning this for a long, long time. You're having a boatload of fun. I keep using that word, boatload. I think it's a little bit, maybe more than we thought it was going to be. Is it everything you thought it was going to be, Brian?
It's, you know what, it is everything that we thought it was going to be. Now, mind you, there were a couple things that didn't. You always have hiccups. You have a couple things that didn't go off like we expected them to. But what we also had was an amazing response, and the emotions of people came out. There have been people who've just looked at the boats, who've walked up here, and who've been drawn to tears because of what's back. But at the same time, too, last night just blew us away, and I didn't get to. I wanted to watch the concert with Martina from out of the front of the house. I wanted to see what it looked like from everybody else's perspective.
Right? Did you?
I couldn't get away because this is me complaining without complaining. I had to stay on the side of the stage. I was on stage just off to. I was on stage right. just because I was coordinating the check presentation with Petco giving the Canal Charleston Humane Association $375,000.
Right, amazing.
Yeah, and that's something I personally worked on for the last 3 months.
Nice.
And to see that come to fruition. Although I will say, Martina McBride, when she said, "What's the name of the shelter?" and I just went, "It's the Canal Charleston Humane Association." She goes, and I went, "The local shelter."
Yes, that's right. Yeah, Kanawha, if you're not from here, Kanawha stuff.
Yeah, Kanawha.
And then Charleston, and, okay, the local shelter.
Exactly. So that was a moment of it was just funny.
All the pieces that have to go together for this whole thing, and we have seemingly hundreds of activities and festivities, and all the children's things, and all the concerts, all the pieces. How do you step back and go, hey, is that piece there? Is that piece plugged in? Does that go there? That's the wrong piece. All the music, the schedules, the everything.
You know what? While a lot of people see everything and they think this is the best, everything else. Believe me, I've got pages upon pages of notes of where we might have got something wrong or something that we need to fix.
You know, the best part about that is 2023 is going to be off the chain organized, right?
Oh,
we've actually learned a lot. I know.
Yeah.
See, I've been a part of some events. We've learned a lot together.
Yes,
We've learned a lot. Probably more than I have.
We just did an event 2 weeks ago, and we were both like,
yeah,
we got to fix this.
So there's some things that we are going to fix, but in general,
nobody
at home
doesn't particularly know that.
Right.
They might have seen a couple of hiccups, but but the great part about it is, I'm going to tell you this: the staff, and there's two versions. There's our staff with the Charleston Sternwheel Regatta. We are incredibly good at adapting in a moment's notice, in an absolute moment's notice.
I've seen that happen as well.
And then also, and this is where, and I mean this in all sincerity, the true heroes are the city workers.
Nope, there's no question about that. Jane talked about it. I mean, you wake up, you come back down here for the Sunday brunch.
It's clean.
The streets are clean. Everything's good. The trash is empty. There's no reminiscence of anything that happened the night before. And I've heard you talk plenty of times. There's things happening at 2 and 3 and 4 a.m. still. There's people having a good time still yet.
You know what? It was funny because I was awake.
I know you. People.
Me awake.
If you don't know this, Brian lives on the KDH, right?
KDH.
You're a Sternwheeler guy.
And
so.
my boat's been down here a week and a half, so I've literally lived at a riverfront park for a week and a half. But what you don't see are the overnight cleanings and everything that's happening. Now, mind you, we were cleaning the other night, and all of a sudden the disaster happens. Something got destroyed. Next thing you know, I thought I was going to go to bed at 11 o'clock. And
I heard about that, by the way.
Yeah, that costs a lot of money.
Yeah, you're making it. We'll talk about that.
Somebody is.
Go ahead.
But yeah, you're looking at the cost. There's certain things that happen. I had to be up for another 2.5 hours helping fix something. At 1:30, finally, we've got everything fixed on 1:30 Saturday morning.
I marvel at your energy level, knowing that you're not getting very much sleep. I have a lot of energy, and you have a lot of energy, but I just assumed you got 7-8 hours a night. You're not even getting close to that.
Honestly,
you're not getting close to that.
And every day for probably the last 4 days, I've gotten 2 to 3 hours worth of sleep.
That's not enough, Brian.
No, it's not. But I'm telling you this: tomorrow night, on Monday night, Katie bar the door.
Yeah,
listen, we're gonna have a number of beers.
Yes,
celebrate
our
success.
Celebrate.
And
it's
know
been very successful.
It has.
It's been very successful. I heard you on the radio the other day talking about, the beer festival, opening night, Thursday night. I did the Servers Challenge there. That's fun. I'll talk about that in a moment, folks. But you were just talking on the radio about, we just hope that, we don't want to lose money. We hope if we break even, that's really good. I think we're doing better than breaking even, don't you?
Oh, it was stupid.
I think we're doing better than breaking even.
It doubled what we thought we were going to do.
I mean, all the distributors, everybody, all the vendors, everybody seems to be, money seems to be flowing. People seem to be extremely happy. As the host of Live and Levy, one of my favorite things to do is look up in the audience and see all the smiling faces. You've had to see thousands upon tens of thousands upon tens of thousands of smiling faces this week, haven't you?
I have, and even, I'll tell you this, even standing on stage last night, I was on stage Thursday night, I was on stage last night, and even watching all the people, when I said, hey, we're going to be in a rain delay. You obviously know why.
Yeah.
And then, me pointing out where all the shelters were, still you had people just out there smiling.
Yeah.
They're like, I don't care if it rains, I'm not moving.
And then 30 minutes later, did you see the rainbows?
Oh.
Did you see
Do
the
you know
pictures of the rainbows?
Do you know how many thousand rainbow pictures I texted to me?
Oh, my gosh.
Yes.
They were stunning.
Yeah.
I said, I don't know who I was talking to earlier, maybe Elisa, but I'm thinking, if people, social media worldwide is blowing up. Charleston, West Virginia, we're the epicenter of the universe.
We are you know what? We are
social media.
We are the epicenter of happy right now.
and those double rainbow pictures, people are looking at going, I've got to get to Charleston, West Virginia as soon as possible.
You know, I've talked to people from Louisiana today, Florida, Canada, you name it. There's a number of places, and everybody loves what's happening here. And if you think that Charleston, West Virginia is still on the downside, everything else, it's not. We know this, but this has been an incredible experience, and we're not done yet. I mean, we still have the rest of today.
We got Hair Supply tonight. We have Rick Springfield at 8 o'clock. What else do we have tonight?
We
beers
have
and food, and
we have beer, food. We have the Freeze Pop Frenzy that's about to get underway down at Magic Island for kids.
All the kids things.
Kids stuff is incredible. The car show with Hot Diggity Dogs going on right now.
Okay.
And then tomorrow is still the festival goes on. There's going to be music. There's going to be fun. Plus we have the West Virginia Symphony Orchestra is going to wrap everything else up for us, and then fireworks. And and last night it was really fun to be on the phone with Jane Bostic, who you talked to earlier. And I'm standing, I knew what Martina's set was. I had the whole set list in front of me. Her manager and I have been talking, and he said, okay, I think probably the last two songs are going to be Journey, Don't Stop, and then Pat Benatar. And then, middle of Pat Benatar song, I called the fire command control, and there's Jane. And I said, okay, stand by, go, 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 go. And she's on the radio, go, 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 go. And that's when all of a sudden, boom, boom, fireworks.
Great timing. Good job, brother.
Hey,
great job today.
Great
job, the entire regatta. Great job, Brian Hughes. Day job, meteorologist with WOWK. Full-time job now. He's director, co-director. What do you call yourself?
The mayor calls me the captain of the Sternwheel Regatta.
He's the captain of the entire Charleston Sternwheel Regatta. We couldn't have done it without him. Of course, it takes a village, but he has shown some great leadership. Keep up the great work. I love you. We all love you. We love you for bringing back the Charleston Sternwheel Regatta, and we are coming to you live from the levee down at Haddad Riverfront Park, where we just witnessed the 2022 Sternwheel boat races. Coming in fourth place, Rufus B. Lou Wendell's boat. Coming in third, the Juanita. Second place, Miss Sterling, which was a tight race. Brian and the mayor were on Miss Sterling, but as you just heard him mention, by a sliver. P.A. Denny wins the 2022 Charleston Sternwheel races, a local favorite, and from Charleston, West Virginia. When we get back here with the next guest, I'm going to try to put down two guests here. Thank you, Brian. Jerry, I'm going to try to put down a couple guests at a time. Let's try to put Butch over here and Tim right here, and Brian. Good luck the rest of the way. We're going to put Butch down here at the end, and we'll put Tim right beside him. I'll talk to a couple guys at the same time, folks that have been selling some merchandise, folks that have been selling some. Sit down here, Tim. Sit down right here, brother. Sit down right here. Throw this on your noodle there. And Butch, you sit there at the end. Oh, no, I hope I didn't lose something important. Yeah, get that over there. I'm gonna go with my sponsors one more time, because I can't show enough love with my sponsors. If you're just tuning in, my name is Jim Strawn. Humbled to serve as your host for today's live feed down here at the levee, coming to you live from the Charleston Sternwheel Regatta. We just witnessed about 15 Sternwheelers vying for the coveted bragging rights. I just mentioned P.A. Denny with the bragging rights. Today's telecast, today's live stream, is brought to you by HD Media and the Media Center, with sponsor support by Poca Valley Bank, West Virginia International Yeager Airport, Delegate Doug Skaff, WVU Medicine, Caldwell Insurance Agency, Building and Remodeling Warehouse, All Pave, Simpson Dental. You heard from Dr. Mark Simpson a little bit earlier. I'm going to tell you a little bit about Jeremy and Caldwell Insurance Agency. Recently, Caldwell Insurance Agency won the Best in the Valley by the readers of the Gazette Mail and HD Media. They have 2 locations, Canal City and one in Boone County. They're not in Canal City. They're in Canal County and Boone County, and they offer insurance with carriers including Erie, Encompass, Nationwide, and many, many, many more. Their motto: let our family help protect your family. That's Jeremy Caldwell with Caldwell Insurance Agency. As I turn to my right, I hope they're here. Tim Beavers is here. Timmy, how are you? Good to see you. Brother Butch is in the house. Butch, how are you?
Good afternoon. Terrific.
Butch has Just Drinks.
Yes.
He's been selling quite a bit of lemonade and some other things. Tim Beavers, tell the folks your company.
This is Corporate Identity.
Corporate Identity.
Located in St. Albans.
In St. Albans, and you got one of the contracts, and you're up on the boulevard. You're selling Charleston Sternwheel Regatta merchandise. Am I right?
That is correct.
That wasn't a stretch, right?
That wasn't a stretch.
How's it going?
It's going very well. They came to us. We didn't have any history. It's been almost 20 years since the regatta's been going on, so it was hard to tell. We do our own custom design work, and so when I put the team together, it was hard to come up with who is going to be the clientele? Is it going to be us old guys that are dads now that used to be the teenagers, or is it the teenagers? So trying to find that mix in a in a 20-foot area to put in there to be successful.
You have something for everybody?
Yeah, something for everybody. So
what's been the hot seller?
Tie-dyes.
Tie-dyes back. 70s, baby.
Yeah, we debated on that, but actually the younger crowd likes the tie-dyes as well. I kind of thought it might have died out a little bit. After the anniversary of Woodstock, we sold the heck out of it. We saw a resurgence in it,
right?
But then it's popular again. So that's, in fact, the tie-dyes. One of the tie-dyes designs we have, we're already sold out.
You're from the Charleston area, right?
I am. Grew up in Dunbar.
I mean, you remember the regattas from years past.
I remember. People were asking me earlier about if I was here during the first regattas, and I said yes. And they said, "Well, what do you remember about the early ones?" And I said, "Well, here's the deal about the early ones."
We can't go there, Timmy. We can't go there. We don't remember much, do we?
Well, that's what I was going to tell them. I was like, if people tell you they remember the 70s, chances are they weren't there.
That's right.
But what I do remember of it, I kind of looked at this in several different phases. Phase 1 was the early 70s when it first started coming out.
Started in 71. We started with like 5 Sternwheelers, I believe.
Yeah, and of course I was a teenager then, and that was a whole new ball game, something to explore. I mean, this was exciting. We never had anything like that before. We have a great river here. Nobody really had taken advantage of it, and now all of a sudden they were. And for a teenager, that was wide open excitement right there. Let's go check this out. So that's what I always considered phase 1, and in phase 2, get into the 80s. Now you're in your 20s or whatever.
Drinking age.
Yeah, drinking
Concerts,
age, and
adult beverages,
brand new experiments. Yep. And then phase 3 was now I got kids. And
the carnival was always there.
The carnival was there, so we were able to ease the kids into the carnival, but still see the boats and all the action on the boulevard. And then phase 4, here I am, Dad, running a business. Now I'm a vendor on the boulevard.
Lost a hair or two.
Lost a hair. I'm not sure what happened there. Follically impaired.
If you don't know this, I'm pretty good buddies with Tim. I mean, the banter here is.
Well, that's the
goes
deal.
Back to years and years and
maybe
years.
I should have added that to phase 2.1 because back in the 70s when I first came here, I had hair halfway down my back. And
I remember.
It was so thick I couldn't comb it. I had to brush it. One of my youngest boys looking at me in a yearbook when I was getting ready to have a reunion, trying to remember everybody's name, and he saw that hair and he says, "Dad, is that you?" And I said, "Yes." He said, "Why did you have that wig on?"
I love it. I'm going to bring Butch in. Stay right here, Timmy. Stay right here. But you didn't grow up here, did you?
No, actually, I
from?
was just telling your producer there that today is the 24th anniversary of my moving to West Virginia.
Oh, so you have been here for 24 years.
I've been here for 24 years.
I've just got to know you the past 3 or 4 years with the Live on the Levee, right?
That's correct. Yeah. Yes.
But is this your first regatta?
This is my first regatta.
Your first regatta.
Yes. Actually, this is my first regatta as far as attending, and then I'm here as a vendor
right.
also.
So you have Just Drinks. You're up on the boulevard.
Yes.
A lot of lemonade, but what else do you have?
Italian ice.
Yeah, delicious. I've had it 3 or 4 times. It's unbelievable.
It is. It really is. We've got about 8 or 9
You
flavors.
don't make that, do you?
I don't make it.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's made in Italy, I'm going to assume. No, I don't know where it's
No, actually, we get it from a vendor out of Kentucky.
Oh, nice.
Who gets it out of Philadelphia.
It's so good.
It really is.
Are you selling some?
Yes. Yeah, we're let me give you my quick perspective of regatta.
Yeah.
To his point, it's been a much anticipated
Absolutely.
festival. Historically speaking, over the 24 years I've been here, there's been a great deal of references to some of the things he mentioned, the past, the act, the food, etc. And then when it was announced about 6-7 months ago, the anticipation for the festival was just heightened. And now that we're here, it's rolled out, and we're in our second, third day.
It's one big long day. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. This is Sunday. This is day 4 or 5.
Okay.
It feels like one big long day, though, doesn't it?
It really does.
Yeah.
It really, especially from a vendor's standpoint.
Yeah. You catch a nap and you start selling again.
We start selling again, but
my knees can tell you what day it is.
I tell you, the attendees, the families that have come out, have really enjoyed being here. And the music has been great. The food has been great. Just the friendships and the family. It's almost like a big family reunion here.
It's a ginormous family reunion. That's a great way to put it.
Yeah,
It
I think
really
people
is.
they've been cooped up for so long. They want out.
Absolutely. And we're getting out, and we are out. We are down here live at the Charleston Sternwheel Regatta. We're at the edge of the ramp at the levee at Haddad Riverfront Park, where we just witnessed. I'm going to call it a historical Sternwheel boat races, because they're the first one we've had in about 14 years. But fan favorite PA Denny came through again, edging out, nosing out Miss Sterling. Rufus B got fourth, and Juanita came in and third. Tim,
Are they going to review the tapes on that? 'Cause it's pretty close.
We already went to the photo finish.
Okay.
We already went to the photo finish. So we're going to be playing some of those races right now. We're going to get that going. But Tim, do you have a shot for the audience, a parting shot? You want the audience to know? Stop. What your booth is your booth corporate identity? It says it right there.
Actually, we are not labeled. Normally, we don't do retail. We were approached by the Regatta to put this together for them because it was such a short turnaround time. And what I mean by short turnaround time, anything less than a year as far as producing things like that, it's tight. So we're located right in front of the 4 Points Hotel, right on the bricks.
You're on the bricks on the riverside.
On the riverside, right in front of the 4 Points Hotel. So please
stop
come by.
Stop by. You have plenty of stuff to sell, right?
Plenty of stuff. Well, we're a little low on the tie-dye now.
Okay, but everything else.
Yes.
And Butch, you're close to Tim, right?
I am, exactly. Right across from the 4 Point Hotel.
The riverside.
Just on the riverside, Just Drinks. We specialize in freshly squeezed 32-ounce lemonade.
And you make them with real lemonade, real lemon right there.
Everything's authentic.
I've had them. They're so refreshing.
Thank you.
They're so refreshing.
Thank
Stop
you.
by and get you a lemonade from Just Drink. Stop by, see Tim and his wife Kim, and get you some merchandise. Because in about 30 or 40 years from now, they'll be showing out like I'm seeing all this stuff from the 80s and 90s now, right?
Yeah.
Right, Tim? They'll be showing. I remember 2022. We'll be like, oh my gosh, I hardly remember 2022. Anyway,
there's a lot of good vendors here. I mean, there was one down there. I went by one. The guy was selling chicken, and there was a young girl that came up to him, and she said she wanted legs, and he said, "Do you want the front legs or the back legs?" And she just gave him the blankest look.
That's funny to say. Timmy, have a great time tonight. Butch, you have a great time tonight. Keep up the good work.
Thanks for having me.
I'll see you both up on the boulevard when I get up there. Thank you, brother Butch. I appreciate you.
You're welcome.
That's Butch Hill. Butch Hill's with Just Drinks at Tim Beavers with Corporate Identity, and he's got the merchandise tent up there on the boulevard. This telecast is being brought to you. I've named a few of those. I want to get in building and remodeling warehouse. Building and remodeling warehouse. They're locally owned and operated. They focus on residential and commercial gutters. They have replacement windows. They do installation. They're located down in the South Charleston area, close to the Mound, the riverside of McCorkle Avenue. They're close to Susie's. They're close to Joe Holland. If you need new gutters, maybe you need new windows, siding, commercial gutters, cabinets, whatever you might need, give Mike or Sean a call, 681-205-2713, 681-205-2713. That's Building and Remodeling Warehouse. This live stream being brought to you today. Of course, it's being brought to you by the HD Media and the Media Center, with sponsored support by Poca Valley Bank, West Virginia International Yeager Airport, our delegate Doug Skaff, WVU Medicine, Caldwell Insurance Agency, Building and Remodeling Warehouse, All Pave, Simpson Dental. We heard a little bit earlier from Dr. Mark Simpson himself. Of course, the entire regatta brought to you by the City of Charleston with financial assistance from the Kanawha County Commission, and the presenting sponsor for the regatta this year, Encova. We certainly appreciate Encova. What a very exciting day it has been. The races have concluded. I hear music behind me. There's a DJ playing on the Schoenbaum stage. At 6:30 on the big stage on the Boulevard, there'll be Hair Supply. Then 8:30, we welcome to the stage teen idol, 80s idol, a rock star from the 80s. And he's still rocking. I hear nothing about a great show. We look forward to seeing Rick Springfield take center stage up there on the Boulevard about 8 o'clock, 8:15 tonight. No fireworks tonight. We'll have fireworks tomorrow night to conclude the entire 2022 Charleston Sternwheel Regatta. Prior to that, we'll introduce our very own West Virginia Symphony Orchestra. It's just always been such a, I guess, just a mainstay when it comes to the 4th of July as we celebrate America here in Charleston, West Virginia. Symphonic music and fireworks afterwards. I'm going to look to my producer, Mr. Sprigg. Are we doing good? We're okay to go? We're good to go? All right, I think I got just about everything in. What a great day I have had. Thanks again to everyone involved. Thank you to the mayor. Thank you, Brian. Thank you to all my guests. Thank you, Elisa Bailey, Ben Salango. Thank you to Susie, Miss West Virginia. Thank you, Andy, for stopping by, honorary captain of the PA, Tom Price. Thank you to Tim Beavers and Butch right there. Special thanks to Eric Silkwood, and brought his daughter along. Great memories there. What a great time I've had. I hope you guys have had a great time, and there's still more to come. So get out after this telecast. Enjoy the rest of the regatta this Sunday. Enjoy tomorrow as well. Happy 4th of July. Happy Independence Day to all of you from all of us at HD Media and the Media Center. I am Jim Strawn, and that'll be a wrap from this telecast. Thank you very much for tuning in. We hope to see you soon. We hope to see you next year. Take care now.